and welcome back to my channel, Soul Flow Yoga with Nicole Pindaco. Begin in a kneeling position on your mat, facing forward. We're going to start by rolling our wrists counterclockwise and clockwise. You can also roll both wrists in the same direction to the left and right, breathing deeply here. You can interlace your fingers behind your back and give your shoulders a little stretch. Before we get into our shoulder shrugs, inhaling the shoulders up to the ears and exhaling them back down to your side, releasing any tension. You can begin to inhale your shoulders up and back and exhale them back and around, brushing off any tension. Now come into a tabletop position, and let's get into our classic cat-cow, always a staple in my yoga routine. Inhale, gaze up, belly drops. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the pelvis in, look down. Take as many of these as feels comfortable, and you can begin to sway your hips side to side, circling the hips, feeling a deep stretch in the spine. From tabletop, roll up into a forward fold, breathing deeply into the backs of the legs, and inhale, standing back bend, stretching that spine. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, standing back bend. Exhale, forward fold, flat back, grabbing onto the backs of the shins and ankles, breathing into the backs of the legs. And inhale your arms up. Standing back bend, you can interlace your fingers or bring your hands to prayer. And let's meet in the front of our mat for some hip circles. So bring your right leg up and around, breathing deeply into the hip joints. And now your left leg, inhale it up and around for a few circles, moving with your own breath, opening up the hips and waking up the body. Now let's find our way back onto our mat, and we're going to do some figure 4 stretches laying down. So we can take our left foot and hook it onto our right knee and bring both the legs into the chest, breathing deeply to that left hip and glute. Making sure the left foot is flexed. Now we'll switch sides and take the right ankle and hook it over the left knee, bringing both legs into the chest. You can interlace your fingers around your left knee for a deeper stretch of the right hip and the right glute, maintaining that flexed left foot. Find our way to the top of our mat, and we're going to inhale into a standing back bend again, and exhale, forward fold, breathing deeply. Let's widen our stance a bit and come into Malasana squat or yogi squat, bringing our hands to prayer. Our feet are about 45-degree angle, and now let's widen our stance even more so we can come into our skandasana on our left side. So we're squatting on the left side, our right foot is out to the right with our toes pointed up. We're just going to pivot between these two squats on each leg. So skandasana on the right and skandasana on the left. Keeping the hands at prayer, maintaining those strong legs. And if you're not there yet with the skandasana, you don't have to lift your foot up. You can just squat over as far as you can to the side. But for the full Skandasana posture, it's very good for the thigh, a beautiful stretch when you're able to get that foot flexed up in the air. Now let's find our way onto our mat into a tabletop position, hovering our legs over the mat. We're going to come into a bit of a bear crawl position and squat at the bottom of our mat, walking our hands back. When we walk our hands forward, we'll come into a bear position, bringing our belly to our knees and squatting low. Exhale, come back to the bottom of your mat, squat for a moment, and inhale, walk the hands forward, coming into a bear crawl, hovering the knees over the mat. Once more, inhale, coming into that squat position, trying to get as low as possible, and then exhale, bringing the hands out, coming into bear position. Now let's hover our knees over the mat for a moment, coming into our bear, before exhaling our knees back down to the mat. Inhale the right arm overhead, and exhale, bringing it to the mat, pressing your shoulder into the mat. You can bring the left hand behind your hip for an even deeper stretch. And breathe deeply into this right shoulder. Really twisting the body towards the left side. And exhale, come up. Inhale, come back into that bear position, hovering the knees over the mat. Take a few breaths here before lowering, and inhale the left arm overhead. Exhale, thread it through the right arm, and drop that left shoulder onto the mat, breathing deeply here into the left shoulder. Again, if you'd like to take that bind and bring the right arm over and wrap it around your hip for a deeper stretch, you can do that also. Now we're going to come into our reverse tabletop or our crab position. And inhale our left arm, sweep it overhead to the right side. And this is going to be the movement. So we're going to inhale our right arm, sweeping it over to the left side. We're just going to move between sweeping. So our arms are almost in a wild thing position while we're in our reverse tabletop, just switching arms side to side, reaching over to the opposite side, getting a nice stretch in and really working our core. Inhale, left arm sweeps over. Exhale, come back down to the mat. Now let's do some side planks. So come onto your left arm, coming into a side plank while draping the right arm overhead. Feeling that beautiful stretch of the right side, and exhale, slowly lower down. Let's pivot over to the other side. So our right arm is now on the mat, and we're side planking on the right, and our left arm drapes overhead. So we're getting some core work, we're getting some stretching of the left side. A lot of good things are going on here. Now we're going to come back to those bear crawls. So inhale into bear, lifting the knees from tabletop, and exhale, rolling back into a little squat bear position. Before inhale, coming back to tabletop, and we're going to come into a lizard this time. So bring your right foot next to your elbow, coming off the mat a little, and really pressing your left knee into the mat, trying to open up the hip and bring your forearms down to the mat if possible. If you need blocks here, that's totally fine too. And again, inhale, tabletop, exhale, bear crawl. And on your next tabletop, bring the left foot next to the left elbow, coming into lizard on the left side, pressing the right knee into the mat, and really opening the hip, bringing the forearms to the mat or block. You can also stay up. You don't have to come onto your forearms. You can just use your hands if that's what's accessible for you. Now let's come onto our mat, laying flat. Let's push off our heels. Our heels should be hip distance apart and just grazing our fingertip. Exhale, push off the mat, coming into bridge position. We're going to take some bridge glute pulses here, pushing off of the heels of the feet. Inhale, lowering the hips slightly, and exhale, squeezing the glutes, coming into some pulses in bridge. Take as many of these as you'd like, inhaling and exhaling. I'm going to do about 8, following my own breath. Now let's lay down on the mat and come into boat position. Our calves are parallel to the mat and our arms are by our sides. And breathe here, really working the core. This is a really good core exercise. We're going to inhale, twisting to the right side and the left, like we're doing Russian twists, just in our boat position. This is very challenging, so breathe deeply here and maintain a strong core. Alright, after we've had enough, we're going to lower down and we're going to do some boat pulses. So come into low boat, arms are by our ears, our feet are about 4 or 5 inches off the ground, and we're going to exhale coming into boat and inhale coming into low boat. You can bring your arms out to the side or keep them in, whatever's more comfortable. And inhale and exhale coming into boat. Working that core, feeling strong and connected. Alright, exhale, returning to boat, and let's just do 2 more Russian twists, inhaling and exhaling to the left and right. Let's meet in a standing position at the front of our mat and begin to wave our arms left and right, breathing deeply like a wave motion. You can stand still and wave both arms out to the side. Exhale, forward fold, maintaining that wave of the arms, being fluid in our movements, and releasing tension in the upper body. Take a breath in and exhale, stepping the left foot forward, coming into low lunge, breathing deeply into the left knee, and pushing the right knee forward, creating a deeper stretch. Bring your right arm to the mat, lifting the left arm up and gazing up into a twist. And then on your next exhale, bring the left ankle to the right knee and roll back into that figure 4 we were doing in the beginning of class, interlacing your fingers around the right knee and breathing into the left hip. Exhale, come into low lunge on the right side with the right foot forward, pushing off the left knee. Bring the left palm to the mat and the right hand up, twisting over to the right side, gazing at the right fingertips. Exhale, come into a squat and bring the right ankle to the left knee, rolling back into figure 4 stretch, interlacing the fingers around the left knee, breathing deeply into the right hip. Once you feel called to, you can come out of this and come into a seated position, bringing your feet together, coming into butterfly pose, trying to get your knees as close to the mat as possible. We're going to do some cat-cows in bound angle. We can inhale, circling our chest to the front of the mat, and exhale, rounding it around our legs, breathing deeply. You can open your feet like a book to really encourage them to stretch more. Now we're going to come into our roll-ups. So from tabletop, exhale, folding over the legs, and inhale, using your momentum, roll back into happy baby, bringing the elbows into the armpits. Again, exhale, coming up into a seated forward fold. And inhale, bringing the hands to the outside of the feet, coming into happy baby, breathing deeply. And again, exhale, rolling over the body, breathing deeply. And inhale, grabbing onto the outside of the feet into happy baby, breathing into the hips, making sure your lower back is pressed into the mat. You can bring the feet in. Take a moment here to notice how your body feels before stretching out. And we're going to inhale our right leg into the chest and bring it over to the left side, cactusing our right arm over to the side and gazing over our right arm. Breathing deeply into the spinal twist and getting out any kinks that might have occurred during this flow. Feeling stillness in nature, connecting to the trees and the grass. Inhale that right knee into the chest and bring both knees into the chest. You can bring the right leg out long. And inhale, bringing the left knee over to the right side, cactusing out the left arm and gazing over the right hand. Spinal twist on the left side. Breathing deep, trusting that you're exactly where you need to be in this moment and in your life. Inhale the knee back into the chest and bring both legs out long. We're going to end our practice in bound angle. Bring your feet together once again. Inhale the arms overhead and bring them back down to the mat. Thank you so much for joining me for this quick yoga flow, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. Namaste.